Good morning and welcome to the Talk of the Town. My guest today is Mr. Rohana Hettiarachchi, Executive Director of PAFRIL, which is an election observer. Good morning and welcome to the show, Mr. Hettiarachchi.
Good morning, Sana.
2024 is said to be an election year. So far, we've had provincial council elections postponed, local government elections postponed. Next year, we're looking at a presidential election as well as a general election. Talk to us about how the prioritization will take place and what should people be ready for.
So it's a quite difficult questions which elections will be coming soon, but there is one election we can make sure take place in before October 17th, that is the presidential elections, because the president or a government can't come up with any sort of excuse. It's a constitutional provision has given to the elections management body whether there is no right for president to say anything about the presidential elections. It's completely power vested with the elections commissions. But rest of the elections, for example, now we are talking in parallel, we are talking about the parliamentary elections. But it depends if the new the president, new party, whoever come into power, or maybe the same party, whoever come into power, if they get the majority, most probably they will go for a parliamentary election, because president can dissolve the parliament. So in a way, the presidents do have authority to dissolve the parliament, whoever coming for the next positions, even the present persons. In a way, the president also do have a right, or he can decide the time frame of parliamentary election in case if he dissolve the parliamentary elections in advance. But otherwise, presidential elections can take place by before somewhere around early October. The rest of the elections, it is again the discretions. The constitution has given a certain time frame, but the present government has not serious about local elections. We know what was happened. The election commission has announced and they call the nominations, they decide the date, and they print the ballot papers. But unfortunately, the government did not release the resources. So, as a result, so far, we do not know. At the moment, we do not know what will happen in the coming month and coming years. We have a file a case also, PAFL and a couple of other civil society as well as the political parties, but it's pending. The provincial council, as you mentioned, now provincial election has been delayed almost 5 to 6 years. It's depending the different councils, but there is no clear idea, even government, when they are going to have an election, because the election commission can't call provincial election because there is no delimitation has completed. They have changed the law. Unfortunately, that's a very critical issue here, because the lawmakers has changed the law, but they did it halfway through. And there is a second part is for provincial election. They should complete the delimitation. They should pass in either parliament or by the president. But that period has over now. Now nobody knows where to go, what to do. But I can remember Honorable Sumandiran, the MP, the Tamil National Alliance, he brought a private member bill within last couple of 2 or 3 months before, and asking change the elections law, and with the simple amendment we can go to the previous electoral system. Then we can have an election, then later we can consider the new electoral system. But unfortunately, government not support that request also. So therefore, there is no guarantee on local elections or provincial elections. But I am sure the government can't play with the presidential and parliamentary elections.
All right. Let's also speak about the citizens' role in elections. We are told that sovereignty vests in the people. The Constitution says so. And especially during elections and the period before elections, political parties also try to make the people believe that people are the king. Speak to us about the responsibility of the citizen in being responsible voters and also informed citizens.
Well, that is a very valid question. I think that is the people did not play their role properly during past decades. So that is why we are now suffering with this economic crisis, social crisis, and also the political crisis, because we couldn't take informed decisions in the past. We always go with the political party. We enjoy with their entertainment. We enjoy with their, even though you said that the peoples are more powerful people, but they treat us as beggars. So that is why all this. So during or closer to the elections, even closer to the election when they have their budget, so they always look at the social welfare part. So they know how to treat the people and get their votes. So people need to realize why we are suffering this economic crisis at the moment, because of their bad choice. So we were not able to elect good people to serve the country, represent to the people. So in upcoming elections, I think we should start our demand in advance, because according to the Sri Lankan electoral system, Sonali, you know that the political party will come up with their candidate on their list. So we don't have a much choice. We can select only from the list which they have given. So we need to demand the political party what kind of people we really expecting from their political their political list. So we have to start that demand in advance,
Right, right.
and then we have to have a system. We have to have a tool. I think you can remember under the March 12 movement, we produced scorecard for voters to assess their candidate.
Yeah,
We need to look at their track record.
yeah.
So we don't serious about that.
Mr. Hettiarachchi, I think we should bring back the March 12th declaration and have a discourse on this, bringing in clean parliamentarians,
Of course.
clean politicians.
Yeah, actually, I'm happy to share with you now. The last couple of months, we actually, I also went around the country and met the people. Now, even today, I think there are 3 or 4 programs are taking place in a different district to educate the people on this line, taking this March 12 criteria, taking this scorecard, how voters should act during the elections, prior to the elections, elections day, and also even after the elections.
Sure.
Even now, with this economic crisis, we can see very rarely people come to the road and they make their demand. So they just whatever the crisis they face in their families, in their homes. I mean, most of the people they are in a very difficult situation to purchase their rice and the other foods. I mean, if you look at the vegetables and onions, and it's very, very, very challenging people to balance the budget with the expenses.
Yeah.
But there is no such a demand. So we should aware the people why we are suffering and what is our role. So that is the I think that is one of the role of civil society as well as the media.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Rohana Hettiarachchi, Executive Director of PAFRL. Thank you, and it's back to the studio.